You know, sometimes these cases drive me fucking nuts. And I know they do you too. Debbie Collier, I know you guys remember that case. I don't believe under any circumstances she killed herself and set herself on fire, right? I just don't believe it. Leilani Simon, we'll deal with that situation because she clearly at least neglected Quentin Simon. I don't think she killed him, but I think she did neglect him, leading to his death, and then threw the little motherfucker away. I do believe that. Richard Allen, I did not believe under any circumstances did the Delphi case. There was no evidence against him. Now, we'll get into this, and obviously you know my stance on Kohberger. Richard Allen has been treated so unfairly through this. He has been in a correctional facility I was in. So I just want you to understand this. He hasn't even been found guilty. And in my last video on Richard Allen, we talked about this. I'm JB Gunner. This is JB Gunner TV. It seems to me that Richard Allen might have confessed to these murders. The only question left is, if you see his mental health, you hear his attorneys, you see his wife, being in Westville can destroy you. And it's I know JLR is over there saying Westfield. No, it's Westville, okay? It's Westville Correction. It seems to me that Richard Allen may have lost his fucking mind. I don't know. I know that in that place is no place for a man that's innocent. And currently he's innocent because he's not guilty. I'm JB Gunner. This is Crime Time. This is a bonus video today when we talk about Richard Allen and Delphi murders. Let's do it.
Bring it back.
What's going on, everybody? As you guys know, I'm JB Gunner, and this is Crime Time. Guys, I don't want to do all my normal stuff. Look, man, you guys know the deal. If you want to support the channel, go down below, hit the links. If you want to check out some other content, go down below, hit the links. I'm a little distraught about this one, because it is very possible I was wrong about Richard Allen. I actually just talked about him this morning prior to him going to court. But I want to show you guys a couple things, right? I do want to show you a few things before we get into this. Now, I don't know if you guys ever remember what Richard Allen looked like prior to his arrest, but I'm going to show you, okay? You see Richard Allen right over there? Almost immediately after his arrest, look how frail he became. Look how deranged he looks. Look how confused and he looks like a frail old man there in the jumpsuit. Outside of this is not how he looked at all. Now, granted, I don't know Richard Allen, so I have no ability to make a judgment on his mental condition. Maybe he was always a retard and just nobody knew it. But I know that that man looked like that when he was arrested, for the most part. In fact, let's go ahead and let me go ahead and pull up an image of Richard Allen the day when he was arrested. I'll go ahead and show you. Let me go ahead and show you some images of Richard Allen in the very, very beginning. If you take a look right here, you'll see what Richard Allen used to look like. Right here. Man was kind of fat, right? You see him back here. You see him right here. And then to see how he looks currently. And I know listen, man. I know Westville, and I know the way they treat you. I know the food that you eat. I know that this shit can drive you crazy. And it's a place that you should never, it's one of the, other than Michigan City, Westville is probably the most dangerous prison in Indiana. A lot of violent and crazy people were in Westville. To see him now, I realize, A, he's being starved to death. B, he's probably in solitary so he doesn't get killed. So he's lost his fucking mind. Now, why do I say this? We're going to now go to the news. Because he was in court today. Prosecutor says Richard Allen confessed 5 or 6 times to the Delphi murders. Prosecutor Nick McClellan said in court Thursday that Richard Allen confessed 5 or 6 times that he killed best friends Abby Williams and Libby German on remote historic trail. Now, don't get me wrong. Because let me make this clear. Because he is clearly lost his shit and been treated so bad. We talked about this in the last video. I don't think that confession is going to work. Because he's not confessing to other inmates, apparently he's confessed this to guards, and who knows the torture that the guards are who knows? He made multiple confessions to multiple people. This was a breaking bombshell in today's hearing. Richard Allen's defense attorney acknowledged the incriminating statements made by Allen, but attributed the comments to his client's deteriorating mental state. Guys, and that is the truth. You know they walked him in on a leash. Do you understand this man had a leash today in court, according to JLR? He had a leash. Even JLR's little ass, who's frail as fuck too, he's way frailer than Richard Allen. He's frail as fuck. He's like a little broad. JLR is one of them. You ever fucked a real skinny bitch? A really, really skinny bitch, and you're hitting the pelvic bone, and you're like, God damn, this pussy ain't even no damn good. You know what I'm talking about. That's the type of frailness that JLR is. By the way, hashtag no homo. Just the fact that that entire image was just in my head, I should delete my channel. But you get the point. I'm talking about body size, body structure. It's a little broad, right? That's what I feel about JLR. It's a little broad. Anyways, he said that he admits that he made incriminating statements. But he's saying that it is due to his deteriorating mental state. He has made incriminating statements implicating himself in the crime, said Allen's own attorney. Defense attorneys and prosecutors made arguments in court Thursday about statements previously made by Delphi murder suspect Richard Allen, including reported confessions of the murders. A trial date has been set for early January 2024. Allen faces 2 counts of murder, we know. Allen looked gaunt, appeared in court in yellow jumpsuit. During the hearing, defense attorney indicated that Allen had made self-incriminating statements linking him to the murders. He's made confessions. Confessed to multiple people. Several times during Thursday's hearing, defense attorneys along with prosecutor mentioned these reported confessions by Allen. However, Allen's attorneys argued that the statements could not be trusted because of their client's mental state. They want him moved out of Westville Correctional Facility to a county jail, which is where he should have been the whole time. And I said this in my last video. His defense team suggested Allen has made inconsistent statements since his arrest and attributed them to the stress of the captivity and his increasing difficulty in communicating with his attorneys. If you remember the last video, in fact, I'll try to put it in here. If you remember the last video, in fact, I'll link it in the bottom. Just go to my Delphi playlist. If you remember my last video where I showed where he was all frail and everything, I said this was going to happen. You guys don't understand until you've been to prison. Listen, a lot of you motherfuckers ain't built for prison. I'm a big boy. I'm built for the shit. But a lot of you motherfuckers are sitting here on your little keyboards and shit. You ain't built for that shit. He ain't built for that shit. It is a place that will if you're not mentally and physically fucking strong, you can't survive that shit. What you're seeing happening to Richard Allen is what would happen if any of you motherfuckers watching this went to prison. I'm being dead honest. And no, I'm not bragging about going to prison. I think it's a horrible place. Does this look like something to brag about? But you got to be a special breed of motherfucker to be able to survive and flourish in it, which I did. I survived. I made money. I got educated. There's a lot of things I did in there. But not everybody's like me, and it changed my life. A lot of you guys would never make it that far. You would off yourself. You'd Epstein yourself. Well, I guess Epstein didn't Epstein himself, but you get the point. Or you'd be sitting here looking like Richard Allen. So for you people that don't understand what prison can do to you, I want you to see this. And by the way, you're not supposed to be in a prison facility if you're not guilty. He was innocent. He's not been found guilty yet. This man was never supposed to be in Westville. Westville of all fucking places. Defense attorney for him said his mental and physical well-being has deteriorated since his arrest last fall. Prosecutors argued that Allen's treatment is humane. No, it's not. He's in a goddamn prison. Allen's attorneys want to move to Cass County Jail. A judge took this under advisement. Allen's statements when he made previously and were revealed for the first time in public. The proceedings started at 10 a.m. Judge Fran Gohl has been assigned to the case. Gohl was expected to hear from defense attorneys and prosecutors regarding several motions. Allen's defense team had filed a motion to suppress certain evidence in the case. The probable cause affidavit, unsealed in November 2022, indicated that investigators found an unspent round near the girls' bodies, which is apparently what led to Allen's arrest. Allen's attorneys are challenging the evidence, but Gohl pushed back at a hearing on that specific aspect of the case to a later date. So they don't even get it to a later date. The judge also indicated that several documents related to the case have been kept under seal, would be made available on a website. So we're about to get some document drops in the Delphi case. Ultimately, jury selection was scheduled to take place on January 8th, 2024, which will kick off the trial. So January 8th. The trial is expected to last 3 weeks. Only 3 weeks. Oh, man. They're going to get him. They're going to get him. Richard Allen's defense attorneys attribute admission in Delphi murders to mental health. Goddamn. Made confessions to guilt.
Case that captured the nation when 2 teenage girls were found dead on an Indiana trail more than 6 years ago. Now, the alleged killer of 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby German was back in an Indiana courtroom. WLWT News 5 Stephen Albritton breaks down today's developments in court. And Stephen, we've been watching this case for years now. Yeah, we've been watching it come along, and today we're a little bit closer as a court date has finally been set just in the last couple of hours. Richard Allen will be standing trial for the murders of these 2 teenage girls starting January 8th of 2024. The suspect was back in court today along with family members of his alleged victims. People had to file in early for the expected crowd in this small area of Indiana, about an hour northwest of Indianapolis. He was arrested in October of last year. And there are issues needing to be resolved. First, ballistics evidence. State police tested a gun found in Richard Allen's home and compared that to an unspent bullet found between the 2 victims. The defense is questioning the science.
He looks nothing like that now. I bet you he's lost 100 pounds. 100 motherfucking pounds.
That testing, and another hearing will be set to decide this. Also at odds is where Allen is being held. Currently, he is in a state max prison far from Delphi, where he is heavily guarded while moving around. The defense says those conditions have led to physical and mental deterioration and would like him to be moved closer to a county jail. Now, since Allen is being represented by public defenders, any expert witnesses will need to be approved by the judge. Both the defense and prosecution also brought up potentially incriminating statements made by Allen while in the state max prison, with the prosecutor saying Allen actually admitted to the killings multiple times, but the defense says those were vague and also inconsistent with his previous statements. Stephen Albritton, WLWT News 5.
This is fucking nuts. I'm going to say this. If he did it, hang him. If he killed those 2 little girls, fuck him. But this is something. Imagine this. All right? Imagine this. Imagine if he didn't do it. And this dude goes to Westville Penitentiary. And he's dealing with all of this. Miles and miles away from his wife, from his home. And he's dealing with maybe torture from the guards because they think he murdered little girls. Spitting in his food. And yes, trust me, they spit in your food. Don't think they won't, especially if they think you're a child killer or a child molester. They're going to, trust me, why do you think he's lost all this weight? He's probably not eating because he's probably been told or saw someone fuck with his food. And because he's in solitary confinement, the people that's down in the Westville kitchen, they know. Because when you're in trust me, they know they're making this, they know the plates for him, or the trays for him. He may be, especially if he's like a diabetic or anything like that, or he was, maybe. Because they put your name in a little med slip in the fucking tray. Imagine if he was innocent and he's going through all this and he's just tired of it. He's like, fuck it. Just give me the death penalty. Let's just go. Imagine if he's deteriorated so much, he's like, man, fuck it, just kill me. And imagine if that's the case and he's innocent. That shows you the truth about our justice system, and that shows you the truth about, well, Westville Penitentiary. Shows you the truth about our system. However, I have to admit, for the first time, I'm thinking Richard Allen might have done this. The only question is was his confessions coerced? Did the confessions really exist? Did they happen? Did they really happen? If he really did confess and he really did do this, kill him. Death penalty. What do you guys think? Do you think he really did confess? Do you think he really did do this? I have to admit, I'm now on the fence. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. I think right now I sit at, it's 80% Richard Allen did this. Right now I'm 80% Richard Allen did this. And when this day started, I was at 10% Richard Allen did this. This one hearing took me from 10%, from 90% sure he was innocent, to now I'm 80% sure he's guilty. What a fucking day. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you guys like what I do here and you find my content valuable, feel free to hit the links down below. Show your boys some love. This is a bonus video for you guys. Love you guys. I get it up over to my other channels. I got a live stream to do. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.